There's a place in the Utah desert that even Google Earth blurs. Vast, silent, and off-limits, it stretches for miles with no signs of life. Just fencing, warning signs, and secrets buried deep beneath the sand. This is Dugway Proving Ground, a military base so secretive many Americans don't even know it exists. But those who do? They whisper about strange deaths, ghost towns, and tests that went too far. Some say it's the new Area 51. Others believe it's something even darker. One thing is clear. Something happened here, something they don't want you to know. Over the decades, files have been sealed, witnesses silenced, and evidence erased. But the truth has a way of leaking out. Eventually. What is Dugway Proving Ground? Dugway Proving Ground is a remote U.S. Army facility located deep in Utah's western desert, about 85 miles from Salt Lake City. Established in 1942 during World War II, it was designed as a testing site for biological and chemical weapons. With over 800,000 acres of restricted land, roughly the size of Rhode Island, it is one of the largest military testing ranges in the United States. Its location was chosen for isolation, allowing the military to conduct dangerous experiments far from civilian eyes. Over the years, Dugway has earned a reputation among insiders as the military's Petri dish, where some of the most hazardous agents, anthrax, VX nerve gas, sarin, were developed, tested, and stored. Unlike Area 51, which deals in experimental aircraft, Dugway's specialty is silent, invisible warfare. For decades, it operated in near total secrecy. Even now, access is tightly controlled and photography is forbidden. Most Americans have never heard of Dugway. That's not an accident, it's by design. Because what happens there isn't meant for public knowledge, and when secrets like these are hidden long enough, they tend to fester. The strange incidents. While Dugway's mission is supposedly defensive testing, strange and deadly events have surrounded it for decades. One of the most infamous happened in March 1968, when nearly 6,000 sheep mysteriously died in Skull Valley, just miles from the base. The cause? VX nerve agent, a chemical weapon stored and tested at Dugway. Though the military initially denied involvement, internal documents later suggested otherwise. Locals have long reported bizarre phenomena: cattle dying without clear cause, odd chemical smells drifting across the desert, and even glowing aircraft moving in unnatural ways. Former employees have hinted at emergency lockdowns, incidents buried under paperwork, and protocols for exposure that suggest far more than routine tests. Civilians living nearby claim their water was poisoned and their health deteriorated. Even wildlife in the region reportedly vanished in waves. When a place is built for secrecy and experimentation, accidents can be expected. But the scale, the silence, and the recurring nature of these events suggest something more. Something intentional, or at least something no one wants to admit. The government response. In the face of rising public concern, the government's response to Dugway's history has followed a predictable script: downplay, deflect, deny. The 1968 sheep kill? Explained as routine spraying that went awry. Strange aircraft, training exercises, toxic spills, natural causes. For decades, officials have insisted that everything occurring at Dugway is legal, safe, and strictly regulated. But that hasn't stopped people from asking questions. Journalists investigating Dugway have faced blocked access, revoked interviews, and heavily redacted documents. Environmental studies are inconsistent or mysteriously unavailable. And whistleblowers who speak out often find themselves facing professional consequences, or worse, total discrediting. In the modern information age, these suppression tactics are starting to crack. But the deeper people dig, the more resistance they face. And the government's vague, evasive answers have only poured gasoline on the fire. Because when facts are hidden and files are blacked out, people don't forget, they speculate. And speculation, in this case, is fueled by decades of cover-ups. Leaked files and whistleblower accounts. Despite the military's best efforts, some information about Dugway has managed to escape into the public eye. In 2011, the base went into lockdown after a deadly nerve agent vial went missing. The official report claimed it was a clerical error, but insiders suggested it was something far more serious. Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, requests have produced heavily redacted documents confirming the testing of anthrax, plague bacteria, and even chemical dispersal methods on outdoor ranges. Former employees have spoken anonymously about experiments involving live subjects, animals, and possibly even unknowing human participants. One whistleblower claimed test drones were sprayed with unknown substances to monitor their effects on nearby wildlife. Another suggested that exposure protocols didn't always protect staff, and that illnesses were quietly handled off the books. When files do leak, they often raise more questions than answers. Reports with blacked-out paragraphs, missing dates, or vague terminology like incident occurred only deepen the mystery. Dugway isn't just a testing ground, it's a vault of secrets, slowly cracking open, why it was covered up. There are many theories about why Dugway's darkest moments were buried. The most obvious? Fear of public backlash. If the government admitted to testing lethal agents that poison civilians or environments, the outrage and lawsuits would be massive. Some researchers believe Dugway's operations may have violated international laws, particularly treaties banning biological warfare. Others suggest the cover-up was about optics. No country wants to admit they experimented with weapons that could wipe out entire populations. The stakes weren't just national, they were global. Dugway's work with pathogens, toxins, and nerve agents treads into ethically murky territory. Whistleblower claims of human exposure, even accidentally, suggest potential human rights violations that no government wants exposed. Covering it up wasn't just about secrecy, it was about survival. If the truth ever fully surfaced, it could lead to global condemnation, political fallout, and an irreversible loss of public trust. So instead, documents were sealed, memories were erased, and the story was buried, at least for a while. What it looks like now. Today, Dugway Proving Ground is still very much active, but what it's doing is a closely guarded mystery. The base is surrounded by layers of fencing, security checkpoints, and cameras. Satellite imagery of the area on Google Earth is oddly blurred or low resolution, sparking even more curiosity. Some sections appear edited with structures mysteriously omitted or smoothed out. The airspace above Dugway is restricted and flight paths are carefully diverted. Even the military's own updates on the facility are vague, technical, and almost unreadable to the public. Despite modern transparency trends, Dugway remains locked in a Cold War-style silence. Locals say black SUVs still roam the area and helicopters occasionally sweep low over nearby towns. From the outside, it's a fortress of forgotten experiments. From above, it's a digital void. One thing's for sure, whatever is happening there now, someone wants it kept quiet. Why people are still afraid. Despite official silence, fear lingers. Locals still whisper about strange occurrences, pets dying mysteriously, people developing odd illnesses, or hearing unidentifiable sounds at night. Some believe Dugway is more dangerous than Area 51, not because of aliens, but because of real-world experiments gone wrong. The thought of invisible threats, chemical, biological, or otherwise, lurking beyond the fences is deeply unsettling. And the secrecy fuels the paranoia. When a government facility refuses to clarify what's happening inside, imaginations run wild. Are tests still happening? Have new agents been created? Is anyone being protected? Or are we all at risk? The silence is louder than answers. If this story opened your eyes, hit like and subscribe for more hidden histories. Had you ever heard of Dugway before? Do you believe the government is still hiding something there? Drop your thoughts and theories in the comments. We're watching closely. And remember, sometimes what's hidden is the most dangerous of all.